So, Harvard just hired a drag performer as a visiting professor who goes by the name Lahore Vagistan, which coincidentally is Larry Kudlow's real name. Yeah, before he came to America. Now, Lahore will teach a course or two, but one wonders what the final exam will be. Maybe instead of open book, it'll be open pants. So why even bring it up? Well, it's part of the reason Trump is changing things. Harvard, among others, gets huge endowments of government money. And what do they do with it? They indoctrinate and discriminate. This crap doesn't belong at a taxpayer-supported institution. It belongs at brunch. So it was awesome news this week when Trump got Harvard to spend $500 million to launch and operate trade schools after he had temporarily frozen $2.4 billion in federal grants. So now when you graduate from Harvard, you can get a real job. And even better, Harvard's football team may finally beat those brutes in Pop Warner. So, Mr. P, is it something you're close to finalizing?
This is something that we're close to finalizing. We haven't done it yet. But they'd put up $500 million. Interest and everything else would go to that account, meaning go to the trade school. And, it's a big investment in trade school done by very smart people. And then their sins are forgiven. They're going to be teaching people how to do AI and lots of other things, engines, lots of things. We need people in trade schools.
Engines. Think of the implications, where the real status symbol isn't a PhD in grievance studies, it's a diesel mechanic certificate. You will actually learn to build, not tear down. And it comes with something those other degrees don't, an honest day's work. So Trump is making academia great again. The solution was simple: cut off the federal money until academia delivers the goods. We could be entering a new Gilded Age, except instead of robber barons, we'll have rebar barons. Thank you. Instead of giant debt, no skills, we'll have jobs that could pay the bills. And he's exposing leftists at the same time. Remember how much they love class warfare, inflaming the difference between one economic group with another? So you'd think Harvard creating trade schools would be embraced by the media, for white and blue collar finally joined together, but nope. And why? Because even though class warfare is easy propaganda from a tenured perch, a plumber or an electrician isn't going to buy that. It's funny, while we focused on Trump building a border wall, he's tearing down others. And this trade school move ridicules Harvard's snobbery, mocking the elitist currency that a diploma became. It's really nothing more than the chance to rub elbows with other rich brats. But it gets even better. For decades, the left did what they did to any institution. They replaced principle with politics. Instead of learning, you had obeying. Instead of merit, you got discrimination. Instead of developing nuclear fusion, they gave us diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's changing, too. The White House just told several colleges if they want federal money, they better agree to certain things, like banning the use of race or sex in admissions. They left out my clause, which would deny admission to co-eds who are a 7 or lower. But I'll take what I can get. So where does this all lead? Well, the new Ivy League power couple won't be hedge funders. It'll be a dude who can wire your house and a chick who can build one. And soon parents will be saying proudly, my son went to Harvard. And when someone asks law or business, they'll reply, hell no, he's got a real job. He's a welder. Lee, isn't this a great thing? Because it accomplishes something and it rubs Harvard's nose in it at the same time. Here, you got to do these trade schools, and you're not so special.
So it's a brilliant idea by President Trump. Color me skeptical as far as how much Harvard's going to buy into it. And if you're trying to look at some of Harvard's recent decisions and try to get an idea, a clue as to where Harvard wants to take their university, they're hiring Lahore Vagistan. So this kind of feels like Babylon Bee University, maybe, or the Onion University, except this isn't satire, as you pointed out. This is a leftist indoctrination camp. And as an award, if you go to a high school somewhere in America and you're valedictorian #1 in your class, and you earn an acceptance into Harvard University, in return, now what separates you from your peers? Well, you went to a gender ethnography class by Lahore Vagistan, and that's what separates you from your peers. And by the way, if you're looking at a resume and on that class you got an A, I don't know if that helps your qualification for the job, because the only way to get an A in one of these classes is probably sell out what is, left, right, up, down, Chevy, Ford. You have to buy into all of that. So I probably want to know that the person who's interviewing for that job in front of me got an F. And that would say something about them. So, yeah, Harvard's going in the wrong direction with all the clues they're giving. President Trump is showing them the light. Harvard can get their reputation right back on track, but color me skeptical.
All right, I'll color you whatever I want, Lee. I don't know about you, but if I was taking Lahore's class, I'd rather get a D. I don't know about you, Kennedy, but I think we should get our troops out of Vagistan.
You're going to need a mighty big speculum for that, Greg. So if you're going into the trades,
Yes.
yeah, it's a good move. It's a solid move. Mike Rowe has been talking about this for the better part of 15 years. He raises so much money to send people to trade schools, and a lot of times there are programs that will pay your tuition. You come out of there with no student debt, and you earn an average like 75, 80 grand a year. That's actually a better option than going to Harvard, hating everyone who is teaching your classes, who intrinsically hates you, and then you're stuck with a $400,000 bill for your undergrad, because Harvard, all in, room and board and tuition, $95,000 a year. Ugh. So it's like you're spending $400,000 a year to learn how to be a welder. Yeah. Why not just cut out the snobby Long Island lockjaw middleman and go to a trade school? Because like Matt Damon said, you could get that same education in the public library for 50 cents. How about them apples?
Those are great apples. Yeah. How about them apples? That's a core curriculum. No! So, Tom, you know what I love about this stuff and about Trump in general, and why I have such a disdain for the old school Republicans and conservatives that we kind of grew up on? They always wrote books and they complained about the left-wing cesspool of academia, but they never did anything about it.
No,
They never did this. Maybe William F. Buckley tried, but like all the people that we knew, they're like, oh, and they're never Trumpers now, but they never figured this out.
Let me write another paper about this.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Drag queen professors. In my day, I'm old-fashioned.
Really?
We had...
I thought you lived on the edge.
No. When I went to college, professors were white males who hit on their 19-year-old students.
Right.
I'm old-fashioned that way. They did it. They cashed in their white privilege. Now they're leaving all the cards on the table. But, I looked this up. $100 billion colleges get in research money. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, this is another Trump thing. He's kind of trolling the colleges. But you know what? This is like another issue where I think, why not? Like, Trump kind of opened my eyes to this. I say cut off the funding. These schools, it's like, I don't need affirmative action for professors, but there's no conservatives in these schools. It's like 98.2% of the professors are left-wing. These colleges are completely ridiculous. I would cut off all the funding, no grants at all. Let them get their funding. Half of the funding comes from the government. Yeah. $100 billion, $50 billion comes from the government. Cut it all off. Just like PBS, you're done.
Yeah. Cut it all off.
Like Lahore Vagistan.
Yeah. So, Kat, I'm trying to envision you if you could choose a trade school. Have you thought about this?
Yes. No, I actually think that no one should want to attend a Harvard trade school.
Really?
Like, why? Why go to a Harvard trade school? It's just more expensive, more pretentious, and honestly, the last thing I want to do is invite somebody pretentious into my home to look at my clogged toilet.
Yes. They would use so many great words from the thesaurus to describe the clog.
Could you imagine, listen, you know how bad that is. Like, you got like a situation in your toilet, and you've had that moment where you realize you can't handle this yourself.
Yes.
And like
the poop's rising.
You're like, I gotta make the phone call. You do not want that person showing up to be an Ivy League grad, dressed like Lee Zeldin.
Yes.
They have like a copy of Finnegan's Wake in their toolbox. I'd be like, you get out of here right now.
They're quoting Sylvia Plath
That's-
as they're plunging.
Yeah, you don't want that person in your bathroom when you got a situation in there.
Is there a word? I bet there's a word that describes that feeling you get when you're hoping that the water goes down
Yeah.
and it's going up. I bet. See, that plumber would know.
Yeah.
There'd be some like weird, obscure word. Oh, that's Unisatasinabop. That's like, because like you think it's okay, and then
If you hadn't had a 40 of Miller Lite in the last 11 hours, I don't want to hire you.
I am that way with my Uber driver.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.